Oh, hello, everybody. Good day. Petu ashte. Yesterday we talked about a word, mayutecha. Mayutecha. I renewed. I am renewed. I am brand new. And so I always like to have that every day. That feeling of this is a new day. Don't bring yesterday into today. Have each day be a new day, kind of thing. And to me, there's little tips like that on how to create that feeling of what we call wodakota. How do you create that feeling of wodakota, or that feeling of togetherness, safety, comfort, all of that kind of feeling? And so anyway, one way to for in order for me to be a good relative to all of you, to everybody, in the morning, my utech, I renew myself. Let go of yesterday. However you do that. I remember there'll be times where we don't have a sweat lodge or something or inipi, and so I just use a shower and bless myself or cleanse myself with the shower in an energetic way. So this is little tidbits of information I like to share with our relatives out there, because you can't learn anything when you're all stressed out, when you're all agitated. And so how can we calm down? Hey, how can we relax and be calm about things? And so I was just asking our language. We have, I always call them the elites, eh? The ones that really spoke the language growing up, that's their first language. Those are the elite to me. Those are my teachers. And they're the ones that I really value. Oh, everything they do for us. And so we have some of our, our language elite teachers preparing all kinds of stuff for us on the side here. So if you want to learn sentences, like come talk to her. She can help you get set, on how to the sentences that you want to use in your home. She'll be able to help you. If you want to learn how to say a prayer, she can easily she sit here in no time translate it for you. And so that's what our elders are. I don't want to call her an elder, a junior elder would say. Still a young lady to me. Yeah. But, everybody's an elder in their own way, right? Some people have elderly experience when it comes to language. Some might have been maybe construction. They're like the elder in that field or whatever. There's different fields with different elders. And so it's something to keep in mind. I wanted to share a word with you. The reason why I share these, because these are when I had my aha moments. Like, wow, oh my gosh, when I really learned something, and it stuck with me. So that's why I want to share these words with you. So hopefully it could help you understand our language, and how to put these words together, how to create these words for yourself, you know. And sometimes when you try to create a new word with all these small words and put them together, it might not make sense, but it'll be funny even sometimes. But that's learning, right? I was talking with some of the students here today, and as I look forward to the when I make a mistake, because that when you make a mistake, it kind of hurts, so you remember it more. Yeah, you remember that mistake because it kind of hurts. So if you make a mistake on something, that's a good thing. I didn't even know there was coffee here. So there's coffee here. So we break these down here. This is that word for wa. So now that often, not all the time, but when you see that word wa in the beginning of a lot of words, there's going to be some kind of an action. Something's going to happen. Hey. And so here's a word right here, and it's really good to practice this word. And then this one, I can write this with a Z, Z, or a J. If I was to write maraju, jus. Actually, let's do a J this time because it kind of sounds French. Hey, jus, maraju, mara. We'll do a J this time. Sometimes we do a Z. So we had that talk in the last class too, by the way. Write it how it works for you. There's no rules here. On it's no, You're a very individual person. We don't want to treat you just like everybody. Oh, you're the same. We're all tokcha. Everybody's tokcha, different. And we gotta matokcha. I'm different. Ni tokcha. You're different. We're all different. And so we gotta celebrate that. We're not all the same. We're all not gonna learn the same either. Magaju would be the word for rain. Hey, magaju. And I'm writing this big. This is going to be all one big word here, but I ran out of room here, so I'm just going to write the next part of this word. This is all going to be one big word. Now, the other day too, I was letting you guys know when you say the word ma, a lot of times you'll be talking about yourself, but more of like your emotions or yourself personally, not your actions, but yourself. Mawashte, like that. I am good, I'm good. And not I am doing good, but I am good. But that's so that would we use ma. But in certain situations, you'll hear it said me, like mie, mie. That's the word for myself, right? Me, mie. Hey, mie, huh? Is that me? You can point yourself and look at a photo you haven't seen in 20 years. Hey, mie, is that me? So unrecognizable. Yeah. So in this situation, we're going to use me as in terms of myself, me, and then we're going to add this. It's an explosive C. Michie, michie. You can practice each one different times. Wa, and then this word magaju and michie. But it's funny thing is when we put this whole word together later on, the word magaju is going to be said a little bit different. And you'll get what I mean. But once we put all this down, but really, what if we put this together, the action of rain on yourself or doing it to yourself, michie. So understand this sound, michie, anything action you're doing to yourself, hey? When you're doing something, some self-care day, self-love day, or whatever, it's an action towards yourself. What you're doing to yourself. I used to hear piramichi. I bring myself to being thankful, like I make myself thankful, in other words. Washte, I make myself good. Washagmichi, I used to hear that. I make myself strong. It's a short for washaka, washaka, washaka. That word strong, to the act of being strong, but they just say shug, shorten it down. Washag, michi. So, but I'm just giving you guys examples of how this word is used, michi. And often you'll hear it at the end of the word, at the end. Michi. Yeah. Deadly michi. Hey, I make myself deadly. Lakotas will say, Leli michi. Just kidding. No, deadly, Leli. That's a bad joke. Okay, and so I asked Nunkan one time, I said, how do I say I'm going to go take a shower? And he says, Wamachwaju michi. Wamachaju michi. I'm going to go make it rain upon myself, he said. I was like, that's cool. I didn't know that one. But he just gave me an idea of how you could put a sentence. He said, we never had showers, but that's if the best way I could explain it. He said, I was like, okay. And so later on, when I tried to understand it, that's when it became that word for me. But you'll notice when it's all one word like that now, we're not saying wa magaju michie. You notice it's not jumping from word to word. It kind of blends all together. Wa magaju michie. Boy, that took me a long time to practice that when I had to learn. because I wanted to make it choppy, right? Wa maraju michie. I wanted to say it like that so bad. But he said, no, 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 smooth it down. Wa maraju michie. Like one of our old grandpa chiefs a long time ago. Here's another example. Wakan. This is one of my grandpas. My grandpa means a whole bunch of your guys' grandpas too, actually. Most of us are related in a, oh, geez, misspelled. Or, sorry, that's a wrong name. I'm thinking of a different grandpa. The other grandpa that I was thinking was Taoyate Duta. That's a good example, which is another relative, a very, very, very popular chief who changed my life, actually. He taught me not to let anger get the hold of me. Because a long time ago, he said, Braves, you snap at your own shadows. Like you're always chazé, you're always mad, you know. You can't even hear anybody talk to you. You're so mad, you know. He had a speech like that came out a long time ago. And I read that speech from what he had told the Warriors back in 1862. But this is an example here. Instead of saying ta oyate duta, which is how it looks, right? But with his name here, it turns into ta oyate duta. Ta oyate duta. But just give an little example like that. So this is why, you know, we have our elite language teachers that help us with these things. And just so you know, you're not alone with your learning. You know, we can learn about these, how and when to do that, how that works, you know. But after a while, hopefully it'll become intuitive. But the reason why I wanted to share this is just so you know, there are words where you're going to be tempted to want to chop it up, you know. Wa magaju michie, you know. You're going to want to do that, but there's certain words that you're going to want to do that, but to be able to blend it all in together to make it one word. Wa magaju michie. So that one, there'll be a line right there. Wa magaju michie. There'll be a little pause right here after magaju. Wa magaju. So in a sense, this one here becomes all one word. Wa magaju. Just an example. I wanted to start that off because this was a big game changer for me, you know. Yeah. Like, wow, that's how those work. That's how you do that. That's cool, you know. But keep in mind, those of you that want to come, these papers we've been leaving in them here, thinking somebody's gonna steal our stuff, you know. But it's still here, so these papers are still here. So you can come and take pictures of them, and you know, however we could, because those are all the lessons from last time, and also you could see it on YouTube. Go back, and I recommend if you're on YouTube. If you can do it with a computer, because of the mouse, you can go back and repeat that one part, say that one part again, repeat over and over and over and over again, and listen through it. So we're gonna, Bridget's gonna kind of help us with the kitchen stuff. I was gonna do some of those, but she's got a really detailed one that maybe we can save it for the next class, if that's okay. I was gonna do some cooking and the different foods, because I used to do catering. And that's one of my goals. I said, oh, man, there's so much words in the kitchen I don't even know how to say yet. You know, so that's why I wanted to go on to that lesson. That was kind of me being selfish on that one. But I know for us, a lot of us, cooking is a very important thing in our families. You know, food is what keeps us all together. You know, if you cook, they'll be there. I'll come. You know, I'll be there definitely. Yeah. But you know, I used to hear a long time ago. A lot of you guys remember me, I suppose, when I was a kid. I was kind of like kind of a bad kid, you know, when I was little, And so one of the things that I had to overcome was being a powder, chania. And so I kind of wanted to talk about that word a little bit, and because there's actually a history behind it. There was an old man that said long ago, if you were the kind of person that complained more or pouted, you'd lose your Dakota name and they'd just call you Chaniase. Chaniase. Yeah. And so, but there's a lesson in that, this word. There's two words here. Se is really important. It's kind of like when you say just like, something that's, if you're, see somebody just eating, like, when they use, a dog is just hungry and there's like, and then we'll see Randall eating like that. You could say, shuka se, just like a dog. Shuka se, just so you'll hear that. And that's a real quick lesson to learn. Now that you know when you hear that word se on the edge of a word, it's just like, it's just like a powder, or and so that's when they chania se. It's just like a powder. But so in the old days, you weren't allowed to do this after you're 13. 14, you got to throw those away. We're men now. We're grown-ups. We don't do that. Instead, we do something about it. Because this is when we chania about something. We're not doing anything about anything. So do something about it. Don't be complaining or anything like that. But it's a word for complaining or pouting. And so we're kind of conjugate this a little bit. We'll talk about this word chania, but we'll break it down. But so this will be a little break. Chania or chanie. And past and present. Chania, chania. And so we're going to do that rule, ma. Put the ma for myself, me, and that nasal chamanie. Sounds funny. Who would say that? Who would admit that? Hey, leave me alone, chamanie. I'm pouting. Chamanie. You never hear that. That's why it sounds funny. Who's gonna say they're pouting? What are you doing back there? Chamanie, oh. I'm pouting. So that's funny. That's that. I am chamanie. 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 Chaninie. Just gonna add. You guys notice the rule. Me is you're doing it now. Chaninie, huh? Are you pouting? Or you're pouting? You're pouting? Chiss. Every reason to. After what you did to me. Chaniniapi. You're all pouting. Chanini. This will be. Okay, we should rewrite this one. This turns from yeah to ya. I don't want to be in that room. Chaniniapi. 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 Chan. Chan. Chaniniapi. Chaniniapi. Let's say it real slow like that. Chaniniapi. Bridget, don't forget to correct me when you need to. I kind of felt insecure last time you guys weren't here. I was like, I hope I got this right. But we have Ozzy kind of usually watches too, so he kind of keeps an eye on us. Assisted learning, that's how you could look at that, hey? Assisted learning, helping us along. Giving us the encouragement too, that's another thing. Man, when you get the encouragement, oh man, that makes us feel good. Sometimes for me, it says, you're doing good. You know, that really, Kunkan used to say, Wadupi kiddo. Oh. Wadupi, you're doing good, or you're good at it, kind of thing. Chanini api. You're all pouting, all of you guys. Now, me and this guy, that's what we do when we're by ourselves. We pout around and complain, go all the way to Brandon. Nobody's here for me, kind of talks. What about me? I just want to make sure I'm writing this right. Cha'u nie. Yeah. Which is, there's a big the reason why I'm bringing this up, the more we do this, the more you be in the service of others, the more this will go away. Because this is usually when we're really thinking about ourselves a lot, which is good to think about yourself, but sometimes you could overdo it, make it about others. You'll notice if somebody wants to be happy, you make somebody else happy. If somebody wants to feel peace, go and make somebody feel peaceful. Kind of like that. And so when we kind of complain like this, then we kind of lose a lot of power, lose a lot of power. So you can see why our grandpas, they might have frowned upon that way back a long time ago. And then later on, you deal with it, right? It's like, oh man, I'm going to deal with that. So then maturity comes. But I still get chania, hanach, still me. I still feel it, it's human. We're human. Cha'unie, so that's what we'll be saying that. Hey, wana ke Randall. Cha'unie do. Now again, Randall, we are pouting, complaining, It's when things don't go our way. That's when we do that, right? When things don't go our way. Which is rare, things don't go our way. And so now, let's say we're all going to be a room full of powders. So we would just turn cha'unie to ni ya, and then B at the end. That adds more people to it now. So it's not only just Randall and I, the part. It's not just him and I. Now it's B. So it's also Tahashi. That's like that. And everybody else, we're getting all chaniapi. So we and all of us, like us and everybody else, we're all getting pouty. It's funny hearing this because you don't hear this too often, these ones. So it sounds funny. Chanini, we'll say it right away. Who wants to admit it? Chaniapi. Now they're all pouting, complaining. If we're gonna chania, if we're gonna complain, try to figure out some answers, some solutions with it, and that'll be okay. It's okay to complain, but now after we're done complaining, what are we gonna do about it? Yeah. Sorry, I gotta keep doing that, but I can't. Sniffling away, Chun. Some people might have headphones on too, Chun. And so that's kind of like a negative word. So let's switch it around and get more positive now. Uh, a lot of our grandpas, they were really good at talking from their chante. And you speak from your heart, they used to say that. I used to hear that like when you pray or even when you talk with your children, don't just talk with them from your mind, talk with them from your chante. They'll be more meaningful. They'll listen to you more when you talk from your heart. And and if they don't, that's kids. They just don't listen sometimes. But still, share things from your heart. And so to be glad or to be happy or to be feeling really good, we're just gonna talk about this word chante washte. Chante washte. You could say good heart, but it's good feelings, good vibes, good. My emotions are good. In other words, what's going on in because usually when you feel stuff, it's not necessarily in your heart, but it's like in your center here, like in your gut, all over in there. And so we'll do the same rule, ma, for myself. So I am glad. Chante mawashte. But you'll notice it's not chante ma washte, chante mawashte. Mawashte. Chante mawashte. Chante. So even this here, if it can help you, you're noticing we're not saying chante. Chante. It's chante. So there's a T and a D mixed in there. So that's why I write that little fancy TD right there. Geez, TD is going to have to pay me some money because every time he says that, they probably think about the bank right away. TD. Toronto Dominion. Hey. So yeah, you'll notice that even even the word washte, you don't hear washte. Oh, washte. Yeah, washte. There's a D sound in there a little bit. Washte, washte, washte. So that's chante mawashte, chante mawashte, chante mawashte, chante mawashte. I'll say it a few times so it seeps into your being. Now, like I said before, when you say these words, don't just say it. Think of a time where you felt glad, or think of a time where you know you're going to be glad, and put yourself in that scenario and say, Chante mawashte. I know Randall, as soon as he's out on that ball diamond, man. Wana chante mawashte. Oh, my heart is glad now. Chante mawashte. Chante mawashte, yeah. For the ladies, chante mawashte, yeah. Notice the song too. That meadowlark song, eh? Chante mawashte. Chante mawashte. Those of you that are interested in that, I think we brought that up in the first class. So if you can go back into the first class, we talked about, or it was the second class. I can't remember which class it was, but we talked about how the language is very connected to the meadowlark. So if you want to get your accents down, practice with the meadowlark. It's real. And so we're just going to chante niwashte. Your heart is glad, or your. Let's not just say it means glad though, hey? It means much more than that. Happy, joyous, a lot more words than just glad. Because somebody's going to say, well, which part here is glad? No, don't get confused with that. It doesn't necessarily mean glad. It's the energy of glad. That's what it means. What that looks like to you. So now we'll add the ni, so I'm going to talk about Randall, and I'm going to add everybody else. Chante ni washtepi. You can put it all, you guys can write it all one, like over and over and over if you want. Chante ni washte pi at the end. It'll be up here. So it's like saying Randall or Randall, and 2 or 3 or 4, the pi is talking about more people than 2. So you and everyone else, or you and everyone else are all glad. Your hearts are good. Chante ni washte pi. Now we got the we got the ni, the me and you, and now us. Washte. Chante washte. Now I'm just talking about 2 people here, just us. So Randall and I. Chante washte. Now we'll add more people. Instead of just 2 people, this is 2 peeps. Now we'll add more, and we just add the pi at the end. Chante washte pi. So you and I and everyone else, we're all happy. Chante washte pi. Washte pi. Washte pi. Chante washte pi. Chante washte pi. Chante washte pi. And then the last one, I'm not talking about myself or you or any specific people. I'm talking about just a group of people. You know, maybe you'd see, oh man, look at the kids over there. They just, you could just see them. They're just so happy that the rink is being fixed right there. Chante washte pi. Chante washte pi. They're just glad. They're just happy. Chante washte pi. Chante washte pi. By the way, you can use the word for shicha or shiche. Chante shiche. Chante shicha. Chante ma shicha. I'm sad. I'm hurting, you know, difficult. If somebody's really sad, they'll say that. I think we heard that word too much lately, these days. Chante ma shicha. I'm sad. I'm hurting. You know, that's been too much. We got to get back to nature. Uchimaka. Got to get back to nature. So help us out. So anyway, those are the glad words. Now you guys know how to talk about your feelings. You know, how was your day? How was today? How are you feeling? Chante mawash tero. I'm glad. Tokucha Romanas badik tero. I'm going to Romanas. That's why. Romanas badik tero. I'm going to go to Romanas. This guy must be getting sponsorship from all these businesses. They'll be saying after a while, he keeps mentioning them. Romanas. So yeah, as we're going along, a lot of times I like to pause. They say you got to take that time in to soak it in. Hey, otherwise you'd be saying he went through so much. I don't even remember any of it. So that's why you'll notice a slowdown. We got all till spring here. So I'll just give you time to just really take that in. Like I said, put yourself in these different situations, right? So you could even, like, even this situation, you could put a question here, right? Real quick. You can turn it into another. So, Chante niwashte, is your heart good or are you glad? Chante niwashte, are you okay? Are you glad? Are you good? You know? And then hopefully his answer is, Ho, chante mawashte do. Yes, my heart is good. I am glad. Yesterday we did wa oo. We broke down oo. So now we could just, that's to come. And now here's we'll do the past tense one, the word he. He. And I'll spell it like that. I don't know, some of you might be H-E. Like I said, spell it how you sound it. Or like spell it how it works for you. Hello. Come on in. Yeah. All right. It's always good to see new faces coming in. Well, not new faces. We all know each other, but yeah. Ite Techa, new face. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. All right. So we're going to apply the same rules here for wa, ya, and u. Wa, ya, no. Me, you, and us. Me, you, and us. Just a little bit of a reminder again. It's the wa. I'm talking about myself in an more of an action, like I'm doing something. That's why it's wa. But if it's talking about myself, my feelings, it'll be ma. It's going to switch to ma. Or me, like mie. So real simple. We have the he. This is the word to like came or arrived. Came or arrived. Wahi. I came. Wahido. Wahielo. Wod wahi. Yeah, I come to eat. That was a really popular word. That actually made the pool around the pool table. They were talking about that word after here. I think that was probably the most popular word so far. Wod wahi. I came to eat. Yeah. Wod wahi. Yeah. Yeah. And so, real simple. Now we could just do the yahi. Wod yahi. You came to eat. That's it. Not even interested in language. Just the food. Just WOD. Wod wahi. Yeah. Yeah. I came to eat. Wod unhi. We came to eat. Wod unhipi. Whole bunch of us came to eat. Okay. Yeah. So now we're gonna add just, it's gonna say he all the way down, but we have the ya hipi. So one, and then like there's that PB, ya hipi, p, ya hipi, ya hipi. So you and two or three or more, or fewer. Yeah, yeah. Times two. You can look at that word be at the end as times two. Where are you going? To the dance times two. Hey, wachipi. Yeah, wachipi. Yahipi. Yahipi he iomakpi. I used to hear that. You came, I'm happy. It makes me glad. Iomakpi. I like that. I like that. Makes me glad. Yahipi he washte wadak. I like that. You came. I like that. He washte wadak. We'll talk about that word later. Now we got to talk about Randall and I. Uhi. There's only two of us. Two people here. Uhi. You and I came here. Dead uhipi. Dead uhi. Dead head. Dead and head. We'll talk about that one too later on. But as I say that, dead head, just look it up real quick if you have the book. Take time, go ahead. Study it up. You'll learn something cool. So now we'll add Randall and I, plus Tashi and a couple other, yeah. Oh, he, and there's a few more. Us and all. Let's do us and all. I'm not even going to write English. Us and all. We arrived here. We arrived. Unhipi. Unhipi. Wana unhipi do. We've arrived now. You'll be saying that a lot in the car to the kids. Wana unhipi, yeah. We have arrived now. If you're talking to you and some other person and talking about everybody, we arrived. We came. There's another one, wa'i. We'll talk about that too later. Ektawa'i. Got a long. We're just going through them one by one by one here. We got all winter long. We're going to go through all of them. But just a friendly reminder is last time, guys, is we did find kind of like not a mistake, but maybe a little differences how we speak here in Sioux Valley, and so found a little bit of differences in there. Tony Eleanor spotted it, so we're also that's good that when we have our language speakers here, because then they'll say, oh, we do that different here, and then they'll kind of show us a different way, and then we can even study, the differences in that way. So we celebrate the differences. We celebrate the differences. There's all kinds of different, and we said that before. There's Wakpetwa, Sisitwa, Bedewakan. There's all the different families that were here. There's not even Hunkpapa, our Lakota relatives that were here, all living here in Sioux Valley. So I imagine there was a lot of language differences, cultural differences for a while there. We were all learning to live together. Used to be you just know Wakpekute ways, and learn that, but now there's so much. Yep. Okay. So we went through that. It's pretty easy, that one. Yep. Now, this is a word. I remembered first time I heard this word, it was a Dakota leader, Ishtachaba, sleepy eye. Ishtachaba, sleepy eye. And so that's where this word chaba. That's what I was telling you guys. If you want to learn the language really cool, go look at the old names. Man, you'll learn some real cool ways to say or talk our language. Chaba would be to be sleepy. So there was, just remember, there was a Dakota Ishtachaba, sleepy eye. His name was Sleepy Eye. We call that lazy eye now. And actually, if you look at his eye, his eye was droopy on one side. I think of Forrest Whitaker, an actor. Is that his name? He has ishtachaba, a sleepy eye on one side. So now we're going to talk about I'm sleepy, you're sleepy. We'll do the same rules. Ma. Yeah. Yeah. Mahaba. Mahaba. I don't want to say that too much. It's going to make me tired if I keep saying it. And that's if you hear that, like the old days, watch what you say, you're going to make it happen, so that's actually that's a real thing. Words are powerful. Words are powerful. Watch what you say. They used to say that all the time. That's why I didn't like it when people say, "Oh, I'm sick and tired of this." Don't say that. You're going to get yourself you'll get sick and tired all the time. Maybe mentally or emotionally, spiritually, physically, you could get sick with words. Mahaba, I am tired. I am sleepy. We should talk about the difference with the wamatuke. How do you say that, Bridget? There's another way of saying I'm tired. I'm wamatuka or wamatuke. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Okay. Maybe that was another tribe. I heard that said before. What's that? Ichuan copy. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. So I've heard different variations of it. So maybe I want to learn those too. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. Nichaba, you're tired. Nichaba. Like again, like these are little things you're gonna say a lot. The reason why I'm bringing these up too, it's like little words that you probably speak to takojas. Hey, nichaba, huh? Are you tired? You could put a he at the end for that one. Nichaba, huh? Are you tired? Nichaba, huh? Nichaba, you're tired. Nichaba. Usually Takoja, once he learns how to speak, he'll say, Hiya, machabashni do. I'm not tired. Machabashni. I'm not tired. Machabashni do. So you could just put that, machabashni. All these little rules you can make more with the word later on. So Bridget, can you say machabamiti? I make myself tired? You ever hear it said like that? Machabamichi. I'm making myself tired. How could you do that though, right? It's not, how do you do that? By watching people yawn or something? I don't know. I don't know. We could talk about that. Yeah, I suppose, eh? Yeah, yeah. Eating too much, she said. Well, one of the. Nichaba. If you're having, by the way, this is not a word that you have in the English language. So if you want to practice that, chaba, 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 you could practice that. Chaba, 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 machaba, nichaba, nichaba. That's actually one of the first words I learned. Machaba. I'm tired. I lost my place. Machaba, nichaba. Nichabapi. I'm not seeing the one yet. Let's see what's coming out. We are sleepy. Oh yeah. Uchaba, that makes sense. Anybody getting tired saying this? All of a sudden everybody starts yawning. Uchaba. That's us. You or just you and I. You and I. Chaba. That's that nasal. Make your nose vibrate. Hey, chaba. 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 Now it's just you and I and one more person, so we could just add that B. Chabapi. B. PB. PB. Chabapi. Chabapi. Every time our language speakers say something, I'm like, what are they saying? Chabapi. Hana chabapi. They're tired. Chabapi. So we're not talking about wa or ya or ma or ni or We're just talking general, a whole bunch of people. Chabapi. Two or three or more people are tired. Chabapi. Hena chabapi. They are tired. You can use that word for hena for genetic, like they. Hena chabapi. Cool. My favorite. Yeah. All right. Good. Watch that. Watch it. All right. But we last time, if you can go into yesterday, we went into like grateful words, gratitude words, pidamaya, pidanki, all the different ways to say thankful, and we talked about how healing that could be if you use those more often. There's two people in the world. There's one that sees everything wrong, and there's ones that see everything good. They're thankful for everything, and so to have that, and so right now Thanksgiving is used to be the Wopida season. Giving thanks for the harvest, giving thanks for the buffalo. They're so thankful for Uchimaka, for the rain that came, the wakia, all of these different things that happen so that we could live, we survive, our family's going to go on, our people are going to live. There's so much joy and happiness. So we did that yesterday, and I always want to give credit where credit's due. So Randall, he shows up real early here, getting things ready and busy doing stuff, making sure that we're all on time, are you coming? Are you sure you're gonna be there? Like that. So he's on the ball. And he does, he really wants try to invite as many people as he can to come, and so that's we're thankful. Also, my cousin Millie, for I always call our leadership scouts. They're like scouts. They go out. They don't go out and they go out. They go out just like tell you where the buffalo over here, 4 miles. Go over there. You'll get some. Now we know what the resources are, right? So you could say that our leadership are like our modern scouts. They go out and they find the resources so that we could all come together, and the coffee that we have, the food that we have, to eat freely and to come together and learn our language. So we're thankful for all of you leaders out there that are taking those steps, because so often you see our leaders, all of our leaders, we want to notice the negative, but we also want to notice the positive as much, if not more, what they're doing, the good that they're doing. Even if they only did one good thing today, that's all. I'm going to dance and celebrate. Wawachik I'm going to dance, celebrate, war hoop, and eat. Eat for them. And so this one right here, E. We're going to talk about that. In certain circumstances, this used to mean, so this is like a homonym, by the way. E is going to mean a couple things as you're going along. Inipi, that doesn't mean, it's not, you're going to see that word E, that doesn't mean the same as this kind of E. But this kind of E that we're talking about is in the terms of somebody that went somewhere. So the English equivalent, I guess you could say the word went, like I went to, I went to the store, kind of like that. That in that context, that's what E is going to represent in this situation. E. And then we'll do our same rules. Wa, ya, u. They're all going to take an effect. Wa, e. Wa, put a little, because if I don't put this here, it's going to say wa-e, wa-e. But there's a little stop there. Wa-e, wa-e. So that little dot there tells you, hey, take a break for a second. Wa-e. That's what that means, that little dot. What they call it in English? Dakota. Huh? Hyphen? Apostrophe, yeah. Yeah. Wa-e. Yeah, so that little apostrophe means take a little break. Wa-e. And it actually, in the beginning, dramatize that. Wa-e. Then put it back. Wa-e. Wa-e. That way you're not saying wa-e. Wa-e. I went. Owiucheta wa-e. I went to Brandon. Owiucheta. That's where they wade across. There's a part there in Brandon where they used to wade across there. And so I asked them, what does that mean? It's like they're, and so you see that part there just north of Brandon, where the water's real shallow, to think that's where our ancestors crossed. Owiucheta, owiucheta. We should break that word down. Understand that word for Brandon. Owiucheta. Write that down. Let's write that down just for fun. Reta. Reta. Owiucheta. Wading across the water. Wading in the water. That's what that means. When the water is halfway, to your, not too deep. That's as far as I go into the water. I only go to the wading part. Once it gets to my neck, I said, no, no, no. I get scared. I just drop to the bottom of that water. Wa-e. Okay. In the same situation here, now that you guys wrote that down, write that down. I'm just going to get rid of this because it messes me up. I'm like, why did I put that there again? Okay. Ya-e. Same situation. You went. Ya-e. Ya-e. How many we got online, Elton? 16? That seems to be a magic number, hey? 16? It's usually, but then later on, like I said, we have like 700 people that watch the video. Like, there's a lot of people that see it. And I went down to Sisseton and just said, hey, I was watching those videos. You're up in Sioux Valley now. It's like, yeah. All of a sudden, like you were just here. Yeah. So, yeah. And so I went home to learn the language and teach what I know. I'm still here to learn. That's why I always say we don't out Dakota each other. Like, oh, I'm more Dakota than you, and I know more than you. All right, I'm Temachikero. Hey, I'm deadly. It's like saying that. That's the English way of saying I'm deadly. Or Dakota. Temachike. Temachike. I'm just deadly. Okay. Yaipi. So we're just gonna add you. Ya, e, and then add the p, right? The you plus more. You plus more. Ya ipi. Ya ipi. Okay, this is where it gets not complicated, but there's little rules here, and that's why it's so important to yes, there is patterns, but sometimes the patterns might change for certain circumstances. And this is, so like the pattern would say, you and I would think the next one is going to be e, right? And that makes sense. But it's actually going to change. So we have the for just two of I. It's always Randall and I. We're doing uh, us, us. And so, but in this situation, instead of doing the I, it's unki. Unki. So you and I have arrived, or went. Oh, sorry. You and I went. Unki. Oiucheta unki. We went to Brandon. And then so naturally now, you and I plus more. We're going to add more again. More individuals went with us. Unkipi. 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 PB on that one. Unkipi. B, not unkipi. 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 And the last one, just real simple. Well, that one person arrived, but more. Ipi. 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 Not Ipi. Ipi. So that little pause there. Ipi. Always too, this a little higher in the octaves, eh? Just a bit higher. E. And it drops a little bit. B. Epi. Epi. It doesn't say epi. Like it's not one monotone sound. It's a little bit higher in the beginning. E. And drop it. B. Epi. Epi. Octaves. That's not the right word. Tone. It's not. The tone's a little higher in the beginning. So it, actually, how I used to do that when I for certain times I needed help with that. I used to write it real big and then write like that, and that used to help me. Anything you can do, right? We're winging it. Name one time our ancestors had to learn a language other than being a baby. Our ancestors never had to learn a language. We're born with it. But so this is a very new thing for all of us to learn a language, except for the Dakota people who learned English. But that was forced and scary. Like if you didn't learn it, man, you're in trouble. We should do it like that. Randolph, if you talk English, I'm going to take you to that kitchen over there. Put soap in your mouth. Gee, you know how to say this. I don't know. It's terrible. They call that trauma bonding. We shouldn't be talking like that. Make jokes of our traumas. But literally, props to that. We're not making fun of that. That was a terrible thing. That's scary, and that's why if you feel that tension of I'm so scared to talk, that's in our DNA. It happened to our Kushi, so we're still scared. We're still scared. Yeah. Okay, so we did. I have arrived. I came. That could be another went. I arrived instead of went. See, that's what I mean. Don't just say, okay, that means went now for everything now. No, we can't do that. There's other ways of came to, arrived at, went, been. I've been at. There's different ways of saying all that stuff. That's one thing that in Washichu culture, it's very concrete. In Dakota, it's very fluid, like water, right? So that's the difference is our culture is like water. In other words, even our laws will change for the individual based upon the circumstances. Whereas Washichu law is concrete. It's got to stay no matter what. I went through a red light. No, you broke the law. I'm going to throw you in jail. Well, I was rushing to get home. So-and-so was sick. Well, Dakota law would say, oh, it's like water, right? It's understandable, like that. But anyway, Different topic. My cousin's bringing out the other side of me. I know she deals with the political world, so I'm just thinking, it must be a lot to deal with in that political world. It's a scary world. It's a scary world. Okay, I had all my what I'm marking. What will? Oh yeah, Ichu. That's my favorite one. You know the reason why I like it is because it was on Man Called Horse. Ichu. Remember that Kushi? That guy he's all beat up and they call him a horse. It's a Shunkawakan. Shunkawakan. He said, "Oh, fellow." I was like, is he really saying stuff? Yeah, but anyway, there was a Kushi on there, and she had a they captured this Washichu guy, and they because he had hair on his face, they thought he was a horse, so they called him Shunkawakan. And it's a yeah. So anyway, and so part of the he had to get wood, so there was a scene there where she was getting wood, and she goes Ichu, Ichu. So I always remember that scene. So Josh, I have to learn from this movie, Dakota. But it means to take it, right? To take something. Ichu, Ichu. Yeah. Hey, Ichu, take that. Hey, Ichu, take that. Ichu, 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 Ichu. Okay, that little dot right here too. Ichu, right? So it's not Ichu, 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 Iwachu. I take it. Iwachu, I take it. The wa, ya, and the raw, that's our normal pattern of how we're doing things here. Hey, Iwachu. Same scenario. Iachu. Iachu. You take. De iachu. Hey, did you take this? De iachu. Hey, did you take this? Put that question mark on there. It turns to a question at the end. Heh. Heh. Or some families again. Heh. 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 Yoked. Heh. I've heard that a lot. Now, you're taking it plus one more person, or two or three. Iachupi. 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 Bridget doesn't know this, but I'm always looking at her to make sure I'm okay every time I say something. I'm just waiting for her to go. "Ah, yeah, but it's I really appreciated that last time when Tui Eleanor because you know what since when did we not be okay making mistakes? Yeah, since when? You know we have to make that's how we learn. I mess up. Those of you that are in sports, you mess up a whole bunch of times. You learn what not to do after a while or how not to say it. Iachupi. You all, so you and everyone else, you all take it. You all take it. Okay, it gets a little different here again. Like I was telling you, the rules are not always the same. Uh, but so just that we got to do the us. So this is just Randall and I here. Unkichu. Unki. Let's practice that one. Unki. Unki. Make your nose vibrate on that one. Unki. Unkichu. 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 So you and I will, we take. He unkichu. He unkichu. Kte. We shall. Put kte at the end of that and it makes it shall, like you're going to do it. We shall take it. Unkichu kte. Hey, you can say that if you know you're going to win the game too, hey? Hey, unkichu, I'm going to take this one. De unkichu kte. We're going to take this one. Oh. So we're talking about that. Use this in your own personal lives, wherever you think it's going to be used somewhere. Hey, like, where can I use this one now? Yeah, I think that'll be fun at pool, hey? Ohiwaye. That we got to learn that one. I'm going to win. Ohiwaye. I'm going to win. Ohiwaye. So we'll talk about that one down the road. Yeah. And so you can just unkichu now add the, if we're going to add you and I are going to take it plus everybody else. Unkichu. Unkichu. PB on that one, guys. It's not a unkichu P. Unkichu P. P. Unkichu P. Unkichu P. Some of you guys, those of you that remember your unka, your kushi, usually this is often all they needed to say was just one word here and there, because our language is so explained everything already. It was not much for a lot of words. And then now it's just, I'm not talking about or ma or ni or none of that. So now we're just talking about blanket the whole bunch of people. Ichupi. Ichupi. They take, all of them, they take. See, like later on, we'll build more sentence like daku iachukta. What are you gonna take? You know, like later on, we can make those more sentences. Daku iachukta. What are you gonna take? De iwachukte. I'm gonna take this. De iwachukte. I'm gonna take this one. Or he iwachukte. I'm gonna take that one. Those are words you'll hear when we go. A lot of times, if you're going shopping or what are you going to take, or what are you going to get, or but for buy is opewat. We'll talk about that word a little bit later. To buy something. You gonna take a little break? Yeah, yeah. Just read his vibe there on that one. They said 15-minute break, and I think we got a little bit of refreshments, coffee, snacks here for all of us that are showing up to class. And I'm gonna encourage all of you out there to make your way down. Be good to see you, especially language learners, speakers. Come on down, help us, and bring your positive vibes, good energy. So we'll take 15-minute break, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, got the thumb up. All right. What was I saying earlier? I was telling a story, and I forgot. Huh? Pepsi. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, my uncle I used to like hearing the stories about like when they were young. He said uncle, or he said, or my dad. He said they got a TV, and it was a brand new TV, and then the whole bunch of the unka, the kushi, they all came over to watch. They were all excited, and then they came and they were all huddled around that TV, and they said they used to cross the river over there and then come over and then eat and have meals and such. But anyway, everybody's gathering together, and they said those unka, they used to have the old men, they wear blankets, and so they were sitting there watching TV like that, and they said there was two cowboys sitting beside the fire. All of a sudden, they got in an argument. That one guy punched that other guy, and here he went. When he got punched like that, he went and fell into the fire and sparks. And all those grandpas got so excited as if it was real. And one guy, oh, cha! He says, oh man, I just like hearing those stories. Cha! Just like it was real to them. But one of these words that I really wanted to learn as well a long time ago, when you're getting your children dressed, you're getting ready in the morning, those kind of conversations. To get dressed, ihidui. So we'll talk about to dress. The act of dressing. Ihidui. 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 Okay, keep in mind, not ihidui, not ihidui, it's ihidui. 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 The act of dressing. Ihidui. Ihidui. Mihidui. Mihidui. Oh man, remember I was telling you, normally we would say ma, ni, we're going through that. Now in this situation, I'm going to put a me for myself. Mihidui. I'm dressing myself. Mihidui. Mihidui. If you're Lakota, miglui. Miglui. Mihadui. Hadu. Practice each different part. Mi, hadu. We. Mihadui. Okay, keep in mind out there, you guys don't need to spell it. If you want to spell we at the end as W-E, that's fine. However, again, I'm going to keep reminding everybody because each student that comes in here, we had a student here just now, I don't know how to write in Dakota. There's no structure for writing Dakota because it was never a written language. So this is just all made up. This literally here is made up. And so once you know how to speak the language, we won't really need these because most of our teachings are oral anyways. But I know they say once you start to write something and start to say this is how it is, then Dakota will go from being fluid to concrete. And we're not concrete, like we're earth people, water, flow, like that. Things change, things evolve, right? And so once you write things down, it becomes concrete. That's why Dakota frowned on that, writing it down. They'd rather it be oral. So don't ever think I don't know how to write in Dakota because this is, like I said, this is made up. It's fake. This written stuff is fake. The real language is speaking and talking. Yeah. All right. Forgot my place here. Nihidui. Same situation in here. Ni. So me, ni, nihidui. You're getting yourself dressed. Nihidui. Nihidui. And now, so you're getting yourself dressed, plus we'll add more. Nihiduipi. PB on that one. Be. Nihidui be. Nihidui be. Oh, there's bologna here. There's donuts here, you guys. Come on. Nihidui. Nihidui be. Nihidui be. We might as well study this one because we're hearing it a lot. Sometimes it's sometimes it's unki for you and I. Unki for two of us. Unki. You'll hear that. Sometimes it's not just by itself. Sometimes you'll hear it said unki. And in this situation, it's going to do the same thing. Unki. Unki hidui. Unki hidui. I'll write that whole thing. Unki hidui. Unki hidui. You and I are addressing ourselves. It's funny hearing that because who would say that? You and I are addressing ourselves. We would never say that, but it's good to know how to say it. When would you ever say that? Unki hidu we be. Let's just have to add that. Unki hidu we. Now it's not only just you and I, but we're going to add 2 or 3 or more or 5 or 6 or 20,000 people. Unki hidu we be. Unki hidu we be. If you're having a hard time saying it all that together, break it down. Unki hidu we be. Unki hidu we be. Unki hidu we be. Then you'd smooth it out. Unki hidu we be. Unki hidu we be. Unki hidu we be. Unki hidu we. Ah, see, tongue twister. If you say it too much. Say that pickle pepper how many times. It's anything you say over and over, it starts to get into a tongue twister. So keeping that in mind, if you say it too much, sometimes you'll tend to mess up even more. So keep that in mind. Sometimes it'll be good to go to a word, come back to it, go back to another one, and then go back to this word and then say it again. Because sometimes you could overthink a word. And then it even starts to sound funny to you after a while. Gee, I'm overthinking this word. It starts to sound funny. But that's why the audio is there. That's why we're recording. Hey, we are recording. Hey, the mic's on. So now we're not talking about myself or yourselves or anything, but in particular, we're just talking about ihidu, just the same word. And then more, whole bunch of people. Ihidupi. So this is just one person getting ready. You're just saying, so instead of ihidu, ihidui. They're just getting ready, just as one person. But now, ihidupi. There's a whole bunch of them. They're all getting dressed over there. Somewhere. Ihidupi. Imagine if some of our relatives did talk Lakota. We have Lakota over here, Dakota over here. Oh, I have to have 3 different lessons. Is there any hunters online? I wonder. We can talk about hunting here. Maybe next class we'll talk about hunting. Wakute, all the hunting words. Wehini. Ehini. Okay, all right, well, switch around. We're going along pretty quick and we're kind of finding our little routine. Today's gossip word of the day. Who said that? We always have to have our gossip word of the day. Who said that? Yeah, we'll probably let's work on that. Every day we'll do a gossip phrase or gossip words. And I was talking about this too with gossip. People say, "Oh, gossip is terrible," but what if you did something good? You're gonna want everybody to gossip about that one. So gossip is both good and bad. It's both. We need it in our community, you know, but at the same time, it's bad. It's good and bad. Like everything, everything is good and bad. Yeah, everything has good and bad in it. So I know for me, I really appreciate that when you guys are gossiping about me in a good way. Appreciate that. I'm sure there's bad stories too. Oh, crazy. That's why we'd say, "Ikchewi chashta." I'm just learning. I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. Nobody's perfect. So we all make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So, but we learn. We learn. So, this is. I wanted to talk about this word. It was real important because long ago our cultures were more in a hurry now. I talked about that word patience, wochi tanka, to have patience, but we're always in a hurry, hurry, hurry. I noticed that nobody travels 110 to Brandon. It's always 125, 130. Has to be about 15 over at least. I was like, oh man, Dakota is just in a hurry now these days. And so that's when that word inachni. The first time I heard this word inachni was actually on Man Called Horse as well. That guy's really riding that horse. Hata inachni wo, he says. He said there was a bunch of kids there, and he says hata inachni po. Those kids are all playing in front of him. Hurry up and get out of the way, Hata inachni po, he said. So, inachni. What the heck? Now I gotta watch that. I'll suffer through Passion of the Christ just to watch that one scene. So hopefully, like life is really, 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 really short, anyways. So try not to rush around, learn how to take things slow. That actually, if you learn how to slow things down, and we'll talk about the word slow a little bit later, but this right here, I think, destroys families and it destroys communities and just like this no patience, right? So, but I did want to talk about it because we are in a hurry all the time, right? And so we'll work on these ones. The wa, yeah, and ooh. All right, here's myself. I'm gonna talk about I'm in a hurry. Inawachni. 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 Eche. Eche is, you heard eche, by the way, little side note, eche, you hear that in the sentences. Sometimes it's something that's always happening. Eche. You'll hear it at the end of sentences. We'll talk about those a little bit later. One of the things I wanted to do is the recordings that we have of the elders, the ones that we have online. We'll play that and let's start breaking down what they're saying. Slow it down, sentence by sentence, word by word. That's fun. That'd be fun. Inawachni, inawachni. I'm in a hurry. I'm hurrying up. Inawachni. Are you coming? Oh, inawachni do. I'm hurrying. I'm hurrying. Inawachni, inawachni. Inawachni. And again, I'm repeating it over and over and over because some of you guys, this is the first time you're ever hearing it. Inawachni. Ina. Now I'm going to switch this to ya right here. You. Inayachni. 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 If that's a hard one there, practice that one over. I said this before, if you're learning how to talk the language, if you can practice, and if you have a play school bus, that school bus is saying burn, burn, burn. That bus always says burn. And then if he hits the brakes, just practice your gutturals with that. And so little kids playing with cars, that helps them with their gutturals. And that'll help you too with your gutturals. Don't ever stop playing anyways, right to your old grandpa, grandma. Keep playing. Don't forget that's the word shkata. Shkata, have a play in your life. And so we're going to add, you're in a hurry and a whole bunch of inayachnipi. PB, inayachnipi. It's not inayachnipi. It's inayachnipi. 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 You're in a hurry. All of you guys are, you and everybody else, you're all in a hurry. You and everyone. This is the word for you, and then it's like saying you all. Yeah, you guys is, we said that last night. Hey, you guys is are all. You guys is. And then so we're going to put I'm going to write it here again. Ina chni. Ina uchni. You and I. Just Randall and I. He just corrected me with his name all these years. Randall. Or Randall. There's Randall. There's Randall. And he said, we're introducing ourselves. Hi, hello, my name is Randall. I was like, huh? All this time. A couple other relatives, I didn't know that either. When I was telling them, yeah, no, his name is Randall. And actually, most of my family, they all called me Jace. It was usually people that don't know me, they call me JC. There's JC. I always thought it sounded funny, but my close grandpa, Kushi, Jace. Oh, Jace. They'll say. But as long as you're not calling me down. Yeah. Inauchni. Inauchni. You and I are in a hurry. You and I. Just two people. Just to put yourselves in these situations. Inauchni. See, just two of you talking to each other. Just two of you talking. The two is the part. Keep in mind that's a homonym. Means a bunch of other stuff too. Um. And then now, so it's you and I are plus more. So we'll just add the B. Inauchnipi. Inauchnipi. Sorry, my chicken scratch writing, not very good. Inauchnipi. Inauchnipi. So like, yeah, just keep giving yourself scenarios and imagine yourself telling that to somebody. Yeah, like, okay, you don't worry about it. You and I and everybody, we're all in a hurry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah. All right. Inachnipi. That's now, I'm not talking about myself. I'm not talking about you or us or anybody. I'm just talking about a bunch of people over there. Inachnipi. All these ones that we put on the bottom, you can put henna, and it just makes so much sense. Just they. That's the word for they a lot. Henna inachnipi. They're all, those guys over there, they're all in a hurry. Henna inachnipi. Something what we hopefully we don't have to be in a hurry all the time. Take your time, don't be so hard on yourself. Rushing around all the time, stressing yourself doing that. By the way, there's a teaching that Unka and them, the old grandpas they had. They said when your baby stops at the door, they said never rush that. Never say Nachni. You never do that, because they said that baby's waiting for his spirit to come through first. Because when your kids are daydreaming like that, like their spirit is wandering around, and so you'll notice most kids when you're coming home, they'll stop at the door. Meanwhile, you have all these bags and everything like that. It's so easy to say, "Hey, get on." Kushi said, "Don't rush. He's waiting for his spirit, to go in first, and then you go." So. These are old teachings. These are all old teachings. They can come back, all these old teachings. So it's kind of like a ceremony too, I guess you could say. Those little kids will stop. Oh, there goes my nari. Now I'll follow it in. Yeah. Okay. Now we have these inachni. Yeah. You can watch Dances with Man Called Horse tonight. Gee, I know what they're saying now. I always remember that, whoa, he says on there, I'm going to give you all these things of goodness, these gifts here, like all this. And then all of a sudden they start hitting, and they go, lila shicha. Oh man, I practiced all those all over and over, Yeah, until I realized the Hawaiian guy was saying it kind of wrong. Then I figured out, okay, don't listen to that one. Yeah, I found out he was Hawaiian, that guy. Close enough. Jeez. Okay, this is something we all have to say every day. Everybody's got to stay hydrated. Buza is the word for dry, by the way. Buza, makaking he buza. That land is dry. Buza, buze. It's a word for dry. So if somebody ever says a joke and it's not even good, you can, hey, buza, it's dry. A dry joke. But you'll notice too, a lot of times, like I always give this example, inside they're breathing. Inside they are breathing. Ni, pi, right? Inside they're breathing. Inipi. So ipus, inside dry. Or within you, but it's your mouth. It could be in your mouth, right? Imahed, timahed. You hear the little E. Same rule. Ma, ni, un. Well, so you're probably even getting to the point where, okay, I'm already kind of have an idea of how we're going to do this. Are you getting there yet? Yeah, where you guys are like, hey, I'm figuring it out now. All right, easy. Imapuze. Okay, why Because you're talking about it in the present time. Right now, I'm thirsty. Imapuze. But if you're talking about, imapuza. If you're talking about yesterday, at that time, imapuza. I was dry at that time. That's the difference between and why it changes. So, inside me dry. Oh, sorry. I saw cousin just confused looking at my thing there. So I was wondering why, and I realized I wrote it wrong. Booze. And so keep in mind, we're not saying pooze. It's a PB booze. Booze. It's not pooze, booze, booza. One way you can learn is next time go outside. Anything that's dry, just say puza, 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 puza. Just really program your mind, eh? Puze, puze, puze. So inside me dry. Ima puze. I'm thirsty. In other words, I'm thirsty. Ima puze. Same rule. Ini puze. You. Ini puze. You're thirsty. You're dry inside your mouth. Ini puze. Ini puze. You're thirsty. Deat Congo. Drink this. See, we'll make sentences later on. Hey? Elaborate on that. Ini puze. You're thirsty. Ini puze. Interesting. And then so ini puza. Oh, this is going to change. Instead of it's going to turn to ah. Ini puza bi. In other words, you and a few more of you guys are all thirsty. One, the ni is you, and pi is everyone else now. Ini puza pi. You guys are all thirsty. You and everyone else. Ini puza pi. Ini puza pi. Ini puza pi. I. Oh, here, it makes sense too here. By the way, this will help. There's a, say that with emphasis. I. Ni puzapi. Ini puzapi. That E is intense. Say it intensely. And then fall down a little lower on the rest. Ini puza. B. Ini puza. B. Does that make sense? Ini puza. B. And if you want to put your feminine power in there, just say, yeah. Ini puzapi, yeah. Ini puzapi, yeah. Put your feminine power there. Yeah. Okay, we're just talk about you and I. I un puze. 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 And if you're not thirsty, all you have to do is put shni at the end. Ima puze shni. Right? Real simple. I'm not thirsty. Ima puzi. Puzi. What the heck? What? What did you say, puzi? Takukaya. Puzi. Puze. Ini puza. I un puza. I un puza. I un puza pi. You can just add more. Now it's plus a few, right? That's all you need to do is add that pi at the end. So you and I and everyone else. I un puze pi. Or actually, you got to switch this now to ah. So I better rewrite it. I un puza pi. This is something you'll hear a lot at the Sundance. Imapuze, imapuze. I'm thirsty. I'd probably say that 100 times back in the day. And then, of course, I'm not talking about me or you or us or anything. Just a whole bunch of people are thirsty. Ipuzapi. 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 You're talking about a whole bunch of people. Not me, not you, just specifically a whole group of people. Ipuzapi. So you could say that about the Sundancers summertime. Third day. Oh, sheka hana ipuzapi. We're really thirsty. Nina. That's a word for real. Okay, we got our 50 minutes or so. You notice a lot of E's today. E. But like I said before, you don't need to spell it I, how I do it. You can do it E, or however. Yeah, just to remind you. Because somebody might look at this and say, what does epuze mean? Epuze, you know. Somebody might want to say that, right? But, yeah. So you could write it what works for you. Ipuze. To lie down, iwanke. Very important one, because I'm keeping this in mind because of those of you out there looking after your takojas, right? So looking after your grandchildren, or even Melissa looking after her little dog there. You want to go lie down now. Yeah. Iwanka. Lie down, right? Iwanka. And we had a dog there. He knew more Dakota than most people. That dog. Yeah. 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 Dogs learn Dakota pretty fast. Yeah. And that's one way you can learn with your dog. Turn all the commands into Dakota. Inaji, Yutaka, Iwanka, all that. Yeah. All right. Okay, this one's going to change here. So you'll notice a little bit of a difference. In this situation, this is going to turn to mu. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on down the road. But imuke. Imuke, that means I'm lying down. See, that's why I was saying not all these rules are always these patterns. Yes, they're all the same, but sometimes it gives you a curveball. Like, oh, geez, now you'll learn this all over again. Imuke. This is one of the first sentences I learned. Wana imuke kte. I'm going to go lie down. Wana imuke kte. Saying, ake? Imuke. And so this sound right here, you don't hear it in the language English, moo. I guess if a cow, moo, similar, moo, similar, but your nose has to vibrate more, hey? Moo, moo, imuke, imuke, imuke. And KG on this one too, by the way. A little bit of a ke, we're not saying imuke. It's not imuke, imuke. K and a G, a little bit of a mix of a K and a G in there. Imuke. Imuke. Muke. Imuke. If you have a hard time with that, close your mouth and just hum for a while. Get used to that feeling. That's why I said if I look microscopically, all the little noses on your hair should be just quivering away when you say imuke. Inuke. You're going to bed. Wana inuke kta, kta. Oh, that's a different there. Sometimes you hear kte and kta, they both mean the same thing. But it turns to kta when it's in the middle of a sentence. But if it's at the end, it'll be kte. But often if you hear it in the middle, somewhere in there, it always turns to kta. So kta and kte both mean the same thing. But you'll hear other words like otke. That means heavy. So you'll hear similarities, like otke, kte, kte, kte. That's what I should mean. Kte. Imuke kte. That's that word shall. This is how you spell it. I'll just put it for you guys. Kte. KT. Kte. Kte. But it's almost like a TD. We're not saying kte. Kte. Wanaimuke kte. Wanaimuke kte. That's a DT. TD again there. Inuke. You lie down. Inuke. Inukapi. You all lie down. You and everybody else. Inuka. So you and plus everybody. Inukapi, yeah. We can put it a command. It'll turn, you say yeah, and then it turns it into a command for a lady. Inuka. Inukapi. Remember how I talked about we got to learn that word unki too? Sometimes it's not just u, sometimes it's unki. Unki ta, I heard that one too, belongs to us. Unki ta. That's where I learned that word. It belongs to unki ta. It belongs to all of us. De unki ta. It belongs to us. De unki ta. It belongs to all of us. That's how I learned this word unki. Unki. It's like you and I kind of thing. Yeah. So we can say unki, unki, unki. Practice that. Make sure those little nose hairs vibrate. Unki wonke. So you and I will lie down. Two people. I used to do it like this, where I draw two people like that, and then when I put B, this one's got a dress. I just messed up drawing it. That's why it's like that. But two people like that, and then later on when I add the B at the end, then there's three now, or more. Three's a crowd. But this is going to change here. Remember, because it's um, we're not going to say unki wanke pi. It's going to turn to wanka. Unki wanka pi. Like that. Oh, sorry. Unki wanka pi. You and I and everybody else, we're all going to lie down. Unki wanka pi. Unki wanka pi. Wonka. Wonka. E wonka. E wonka. 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 Now we're not talking again here. Unki means us. We're just talking about a whole bunch of people are laying down, or maybe a bunch of deer, or no, actually, deer. Actually, when you say pi, pluralizing, it's only for humans. We'll talk about that. Like, so you wouldn't say shunkapi, it's shunka num, or shunka yamani, or shunka topa, or so you don't say shunka pi, right? It's only for humans. Yeah, yeah. That's a big epiphany. Iwankapi. That's the last one. So there's a whole bunch of people, three or more, laying down. Iwankapi. Right. All right. So now we know the word for lie down, and now we have this new word mu. So later on we're gonna learn ichamu like that. So we'll notice those little similarities with those later on. Ichamu, I do it. Hechirichama, ichamu, I do it that way. Hechirichamu, I do it that way. So we'll talk about those. Can we do one more? We'll do one more. Yeah, and then kind of my voice is going hojita here. Later on, we'll put all these papers in a museum. It's when we were learning our language, Dakota Historical Restoration Museum. This is how we started off, like this, and now here we are. Yeah, yeah. How many we got watching? 13? Oh, all right. Saying, hey, it's getting boring now. I'm not going to watch anymore. Yeah. You're going to hear this one a lot. Iwohadake. 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 Iwohadaka. Iwohadake is present. Iwohadaka is past. Iwohadake means it's going down right now. Iwohadaka means it's already went down. Or you'll hear it in the middle of a sentence. Iwohadaka. And it's to talk about or gossip about something. Oh man. That's why I say you're going to hear this word a lot. To talk about or gossip or, to talk about people. Same pattern. The wa, I'm doing it. Ya, you're doing it. We are doing it. Right in there. I, wo, wa, hada, ka, or ke, in the present moment. Iwo wa hada ke. Iwo wa hada ke. I talk about. Once you practice these, then we'll make the sentences. Iwo wa hada ke. Hey, iwo wa hada ke. That's what I talk about that. Iwo wa hada ke. 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 Same rule. We'll just put ya here. Now you're talking. Iwo ya hadake. Iwo ya hadake. Iwo ya. 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 Iwo wa. Oh, tongue twister. Iwo ya hadake. Iwo yahadake. You talk about. And now it's like you're talking about it plus more. So we just add the P on the next one. Iwoya hada. Oh, we got to switch this again. Remember, this E is going to turn to A again. Iwo ya hada ka pi. Iwoya hada kapi. Iwoya hada kapi. Iwoya hada kapi. If you have a hard time, do like this. Boo, boo, boo. Iwoya hada kapi. Iwoya hada kapi. Iwoya hada kapi. Iwoya hada kapi. Oops. Okay. Iwo uhadake. That's Randall and I. You and I. So when you see this, just imagine two of you talking. Iwo uhadake. You and I are discussing. Just imagine those two people, whoever that is. Who's that? Watching live now. Hey, Scott. Good to see you, man. Hello, Australia. You're messaging in from Australia. Yeah. Now everybody's going to do that wanting shout outs. Give me a shout out, bro. Oh. So now we have to add the you and I plus more, right? Real easy, but this is going to turn to to ah, real easy. Iwo. O is the us part, you and I. Now we're going to add the other ka. Now P. So you and I, and now everybody else, we're doing it. Iwo unhudakapi. Iwo unhadakapi. 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 You know, some of the best, if you listen to the old grandpas, they talk real slow. Some of those old grandpas, that's the best to learn the language there. Like real slow. You know, it just puts you to sleep. Josh, you only make it 5 minutes. We'll put you to sleep every time. Yeah. Iwo unhadakapi. Iwo unhadakapi. Now, again, I'm not talking here about myself or you or anybody. Iwo hada ka. Iwo hadakapi. Now there's a whole bunch of people over there just gossiping, just juicy stuff. Iwo hadakapi. Iwo hadakapi. So I talk, you talk about, you all talk about, you and I talk about it, we all talk about it, they all talk about it. That's how it all goes. This will be the word talk about, this word E, right? They came to it some kind of a discussion. That's the E would explain that. All right. Those of you that are coming, it's good to see Tashi here. I'm going to start. Some of you guys there, pick you guys up to bring you over here if we could. You know, it's a winter time. I have a dog sled team come pick you up. Yeah. Real fast skidoo coming in. Oh, Kushi's coming. Kushi wanau. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, we'll keep these. And you know, there was a class I had one time where we would do all these lessons, and then Josh, they don't even practice. So it's just like the only time they will do it is when we're all doing it together. Take one of these and put it in your head. I'm gonna go to Brandon. I'm just gonna repeat all just these ones, all the way to Brandon, all the way back, and because you're just sitting there anyway, so that's a good time when you're driving. Uh, just practice it over and over and over and put yourself in situations. Look at yourself in the mirror, you know. But remember the metal arc, right? Iwo wahadake, right? It's the metal arc language. Sing it. Sing that language. Otherwise, you'll be saying, "Oh, I don't like speaking because I don't like how I sound," because you're not doing the accent part. You'll feel better adding that accent. Iwo wahadake, right? Not Iwo wahadake, Iwo yahadakapi, Iwo uhadake. No, you don't talk like that. You sing it. Sing it loud, right? Yeah. Yeah, sing that language because our language is like a beautiful song. It's a symphony of sound. So sing it loud, sing it proud. And keep it going, keep it going. And just so I let you guys know, anybody, and call you guys warriors. Those guys that are really pushing hard to learn our language, you're a modern day warrior, bringing our culture back, bringing our history alive, bringing everything back. So thank you. Pidama apido.